well, stream homework. We're gonna do stream homework on stream, like usual. So let's zoom out. Raise this up a bit. There we go. So I just realized we're going to be spinning this next weekend. And you guys always ask me how I prepare my fiber, and I haven't really ever showed you. So let's prepare some fiber real fast. So just as a reminder, this is going to be our floof to foot, our next group sock spin, I guess is the nicest way to say that. So we did this last summer. We're going to do it again this summer, starting next Saturday. So this is so we're do the whole process on stream. So I'm taking a braid of pre-dyed yarn. Isn't it pretty? It's gorgeous. So taking this braid of yarn, we're gonna split it up into 4 plies, and we're gonna start spinning it on stream next Saturday. And we're going to spin and knit it so you guys can see the full process start to finish together. Let's see, I always pick the wrong end to start these. Oh, this is the right end. Okay, so the way that these are braided is there's 2 ends, and I always pick the wrong end to start with. So you always untuck the end. But one of these you have to keep pulling it through, and the other one will just kind of come unbraided. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull it all apart. And now we get to decide how we want to, I'm going to knock that microphone at least 5 more times. I apologize in advance. Now we get to decide how we want to separate this for spinning. So we could take lengths and just separate it like this into 4. So if we did that and we spun it as is, it would be huge sections of green to purple to pink. They would be very wide sections. We could split it where we just pull it apart, and we could do it 4 different ways, and then you'd have all these thin sections, but they'd be relatively the same color as you go, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Or you could do a combination, which is actually what I'm doing on my current spin that I'm gonna be finishing up later this weekend. Is a crochet stitch? Yeah, it's just chained together. It's just chained together. But it turns out looking like a braid, so that's why they call it a braid of yarn. Or a braid of a hank of wool braid. But yeah, it's just single crocheted together, but it looks braided, so that's why. But it's fun. So there you go. That's how when you get a braid of fiber, it's just single crocheted together, a single crocheted chain. So the other thing that you could do when you're doing something like this is you could either try and make it so that it changes colors at the same time. So you still get a barber pole, but you kind of get colors going in and out, or you could just aim for straight up, nothing matches barber pole-y kind of thing. So like one strand, you could stagger it essentially. So one strand would be green, one strand would be purple, one strand would be pink, and then probably the other strand would be green. So everything would be barber poled, or you can kind of pull it together. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to pull this in half and then strip it in half. So we're going to do like a half barber pole. So I'm going to take the 2 ends and I'm going to pull them together until I get here. Pull it apart. Whoop. And then out of those 2 ends, I'm going to split it. For both of them. And then we're going to weigh it, and we want them all to be roughly the same weight. Because if they start out all the same weight and I spin it correctly, then all of my plies will be even at the end. It's the goal. Doesn't always work that way, but that's the goal. Right. I think 2 of these are definitely going to be a little heavier. That's okay. So now I'm going to wind this up, because it makes it much easier to weigh. So I'm going to do that for all 4 of them. So there's 2 little bundles. This one I'm pretty sure is going to be underweight. This one probably will be too, because I think when I split it, I didn't necessarily split them quite evenly. How many braids of floof did it take you to get consistent in your spinning? Still not there yet. And when I can definitely tell that my plies aren't exactly even, because even when I ply it, I still end up with more on one bobbin than the other. I'm getting much closer. It's getting better, but still not consistent yet. So, okay, so there's 22 grams. There's 32 grams, so clearly different. There's 31 grams. And there's 22. So we split these almost exactly evenly, but uneven. All right, so let me find the end. So we're gonna split the difference. So I want to add 5 grams. So I want them all to be 27, 25-ish. Just gonna borrow a little bit. There's 24. That brought this down to 29, so almost the same again. Lemmy Emmy, hello. Thank you for being here today. Please tell me if I'm not pronouncing your name properly. There we go. So there's 28. $26. So very close. Just a tuft more. $27? $27. Nailed it. All right, so we'll tuck this in, this end in. Take this extra bit of fluff. Also tuck that in. Yeah, yay! And then we're gonna do the same for this one. I'm gonna take significantly more. Let's see if that is closer. 27. Oh, if we nailed this dead on, I might cry. $26. I'll take it. So we have 26, 27, 27, and 27. So there we go. So now they are all divided for our spinning. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to worry about stripping them even further as I'm spinning them, because what you can do now is, if you wanted to, you could pull them into strips as you're spinning it to make the color changes go faster. So I'll probably still keep them in these big wide chunks, but because they're all going to be staggered, it's going to make this beautiful pastel barber pole. Veggie Zombie, hello my darling. How are you? Give you a shout out here in a hot second. So here we go. So now we are all set up. So that's how I prepare my fiber, my braids for a sock spin generally, unless I'm doing something specific with the coloring. Like if I wanted to, I could pull all these apart. So I pulled all the pinks and all the purples and all the greens together to make it into a gradient. Usually it's just easier to buy gradient dyed yarn though. I mean, but you could absolutely do it. I've done it before for something like this where I pulled each of them apart. So you could do that. You could do like a fractal spin, which is where we, instead of splitting them, we kept them in those huge chunks. But for the fourth one, we just stripped the heck of it out of it. So it was super thin, super fast changing colors, and then super thick changing colors. This is just gonna kind of be a bit of a blend. It's gonna look like you put all these pastel colors together, and then that's what the yarn will look like, and that's okay. I think it'll look gorgeous. It'll definitely tone down the colors a little bit. So when you spin it, it won't be quite this bright. But I think it's going to just be this beautiful, pale pastel deliciousness. I'm very excited. Veggie Zombie, I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. There we go. Shout out for Veggie. One of my favorite people on Twitch. Although I do have a lot of favorites, so there's that. But there we go. So now, so that is my process for processing. Veggie who? Veggie zombie. One of my favorites. A veggie who? A veggie you. So now we are all set for next weekend to do our floof to foot spin, where I spin each of these as a single, then we'll ply it together, and then we'll knit it together, all on strim. All on strim. And then you guys can see how it looks. I got a lot of favorites. I don't have just one favorite. I did say one of my favorites. One of my favorites on Twitch. A cut above the rest. Oh, Lemming. You know you're my absolute favorite. I watch your streams more than I watch Damien's streams. You already knew that, though. That's not news to you. D-Moon, hello, my dude. We just prepared our floof to foot yarn for this summer. You're continuing Mr. 50. Don't tell Damien the secret. Damien's definitely one of my top 100 favorite streamers. He doesn't need to know he's number 99. D-Moon is my number, Mr. 50. Oh, sorry. Alright. Enough of that nonsense. Let's get back to it. Grabs popcorn. Oh. I give my husband a lot of guff. He knows it. He also knows he streams World of Tanks, and I don't like that game. I don't play that game. I don't care. I just hang out with him because that's where all the funny people are. It's kind of a tie between here and Lemming for me, and I don't craft anything. It's the ambiance, the personality. Alright, there we go. So probably what I'll do is I'll be spinning these all on stream, and I'll probably start spinning my first ply of this off stream is probably what will be going on. So you'll see some spinning on the side. I just have the most delicious pile of floof over here. Mountain of fluff.